Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Today we have part 2 of my little mini declutter series. In today's video I'll be decluttering bronzers, highlighters, face palettes, and since I forgot these in part 1, I'll also be doing mascaras and eyeliners and that kind of stuff as well. So if you are interested in watching declutters, I hope that you enjoyed the video. In this drawer I have like mascaras, liquid eyeshadows, liners, and some eyeshadow sticks. So why don't we start out with the mascaras. Pull a couple of these out. Okay, I have too many mascaras open. I had at one point been doing pretty good with only having one mascara open at a time, but not really happening now. So let's just start over here. The Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions Mascara. Okay, I don't really like this mascara, at least not for the top lashes. I just feel like it just doesn't do a good job. It's very, like, it's got like such a wet formula. I don't know, I just don't really like it. And I feel like the formula also made my top lashes feel really sticky. But it does look really good on the lower lashes, and it is a newer mascara to me, so I am going to keep it for right now, but I'm not really sold on it. The Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water Mascara. The first time I used this, I'll admit that I wasn't really impressed, but the longer I've used it, the more I've grown to love it. It's one of my favorites now, so this is a definite keep. The LA Colors HD Waterproof Mascara. Honestly, this mascara does nothing. If you're just wanting a mascara that just kind of darkens your lashes, then this is the mascara, but it doesn't add any length or volume. It was one that I just really used when I wore false eyelashes, but it's expired by now, so I am going to get rid of this one. Now, this is the mini size of the Rare Beauty Mascara. I got this recently when I purchased her little mini eyeshadow palette. This come in the set with it, so this is a newer one, so this is definitely keep. This is one of the best mascaras out there. The Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. I've had this one for a long time. This one is expired by now, but I do really like this mascara. It is one that I would definitely repurchase, but I'm going to declutter this one. This was the large size of the Rare Beauty Mascara that I had. This one is pretty much empty at this point, and it's probably also expired. I scraped this one so much, but this is like my favorite mascara, but I'm going to declutter this one since I have the mini one now. The CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean Waterproof Mascara, a favorite of mine. I really do like this mascara. This is a definite keep. Okay, this is one that LA Colors sent to me in PR. This is the pink mascara, but honestly, I don't really like it. I love the color, but look how it's really gloopy, and the wand is just ginormous. I mean, unless you're using it to coat false eyelashes, I don't really see how much use you'd get out of it. I just wish they'd remake it in like a smaller wand, because I love the color of it. Because this come in my very first PR package, I am going to keep it for like collector's purposes, but it's not one I would ever use again. So this one's just going to simply be kept for like the memories. And the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara, I do like this one. I wish they'd come out with a waterproof version, because I find that this one doesn't really hold my curl that well, but it is a nice mascara. It doesn't smudge or flake, and this one's newer to me, so I am going to keep this one. Alright, so here are the keeps, and here are the ones going. I don't have the pink mascara from LA Colors in here, because that one's going to be, it's not going to be in my active collection. Less than half, so it might not be off to a good start, but I do rotate mascaras. I don't need to do that though. I need to have only one mascara open at one time. So, but this one, it'll soon be getting to where it's probably going to be empty, so that'll probably be one I can declutter in the future. Alright, I have 3 liquid eyeshadows here. I have one from Rare Beauty, Kosas, and Lottie London. I don't really use liquid eyeshadows a lot. They're just not something I reach for that much. I'd rather use a powder. However, I will say that the Lottie London one, this is the Lottie London Cloud color. This is a matte liquid eyeshadow, and this one is really nice. It doesn't crease up on me like a lot of eyeshadows does, and it says it's not supposed to. It says it's crease proof. But now I will say it's matte, so it is quite drying, so just be aware of that. But honestly, it is really long lasting. I do like this one, and I love Lottie London. I just want to try so much more of their makeup, so I am going to be keeping this one. And this one is newer to my collection. I just recently picked this one up. The Kosas, I think this is called the 10-Second Eye. It's a nice one, but I never use it, so I'm going to declutter this one. And the Rare Beauty Liquid Eyeshadow, this one is really nice, but honestly, it's probably expired by now. I've had it for a very long time, and I didn't really reach for it much simply because there again, I'm not really into liquid eyeshadows, so I am going to declutter this one. Okay, so out of liquid eyeshadows, I did pretty good. Kept one and I'm getting rid of 2. So it looks like I only have 2 eyeshadow sticks in here. These are both from LA Colors. They're very pretty, but there again, I don't really reach for these. I was using them mostly as liners, but I don't really reach for them that much. They are pretty colors, but I think I'm gonna declutter these. Now, I only have one matte liquid liner, this one from Rare Beauty, so I am gonna be keeping this one. I do wanna try more drugstore options though, but I do like this one. It's such a nice liquid liner, so this is a keep. Some of these are overlapping colors, so I don't need to keep them, but just based on what I'm looking at here, I'm gonna go ahead and say right now that I am keeping all 3 of my Il Makiage and Kathleen Lights pencils and all 3 of my Raw Beauty Kristi and ColourPop pencil. These are some of the best pencils. I am not parting with any of these, so these are definite keeps. Now, some of these, like I have, see, like these look similar. I just need to keep one. How about we swatch this? That's nice and creamy. Some of these haven't been sharpened, so please ignore that. And then there's this one. Now, LA Girl and LA Colors are sister brands, so a lot of these are overlapping. So I'm going to keep the LA Colors one. I just feel like that one feels even more smoother. So I'm going to declutter the LA Girl one. Right now, out of blue, I'm seeing a couple of different blues here. So I don't need to keep all of these, especially like these 2 look about the same. There might be a difference in some of these, but let's swatch them all. This one is the LA Colors Neon one in the shade Swell. These are so creamy and just so nice and smoothing. All right, and I think this is this is the LA Girl Shotwave Neon Liner in an electric. I think this looks like the closest. No, that's a different blue. Okay, let's swatch the other 2 then. This one is the LA Colors Neon Gel Eyeliner in the shade Hypnotic. Those look kind of similar. This one's just a little darker. And this one's another one from LA Girl. This is the Glide Gel Liner in the shade Mermaid Blue. Okay, that one's kind of like a metallic, so I am going to keep that one. I don't have a metallic blue shade, so I'm going to keep that one. I am going to keep the LA Girl, the Shockwave Neon Liner one in the shade Electric. I feel like that one turned out to be a different blue. And out of the 2 from LA Colors, while they look different here, like you can tell one's lighter and one's darker, honestly in a swatch, they're really not that far off. So I'm going to keep the shade Swell and declutter Hypnotic. All right, and I see a couple of yellows. Now, yellow is going to be hard for me. After pink, yellow would be my next favorite color, but let's swatch them and see. This one is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Liner in the shade Screamin'. Interesting name. This one is the LA Colors Neon Gel Eyeliner in the shade Citrus. And then this one is a NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick in the shade Cosmic Yellow. Okay, I'm definitely keeping the NYX one because I like that more. It's kind of a darker yellow, so I am going to keep the NYX one. Now, out of these 2, they honestly look similar, and I think the LA Colors one showed up more, but the LA Girl one is probably expired by now because I've had those for years, so I'm going to keep the LA Colors one, which was in the shade Citrus. And I'm going to declutter the LA Girl one. I don't need like 3, 4, 5 greens, or you know, I'm having to hold my hand up like that because my camera's not wanting to focus. So this is the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in the shade Limelight. This is probably one I'm going to keep because I think it's one of those, yeah, metallic ones, and I don't have many of those, so I'm going to keep this one. Now, these two are probably about the same. This one is the LA Colors Neon Gel Eyeliner in the shade Manic. And then this is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade I Gotcha. Lord, you can tell I hadn't sharpened that one. But yeah, you can see. So I am going to keep the LA Colors one and declutter the LA Girl one. All right, these are kind of like, well, peach, and then these are like these silvery tones, and then here's a pink. I can go ahead and say right now, I'm keeping the pink liner. This is from LA Colors. And this peach one, this is a ColourPop one. I'm keeping both of those. Now, these from LA Girl, both of these are, I don't ever use these. I just don't really like that color. It doesn't really show up on me. I guess maybe I'm just too fair, and maybe these are also too fair. So I just don't really like these colors. This one is the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in the shade Champagne, and this is the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Super Bright, and I just never use these, so I'm going to declutter those. Got two here that are a white. Both of these are from LA Colors. This is the LA Colors Auto Eyeliner in the shade White. And then this is the LA Colors Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Seashells. Okay, I'm going to keep the Jumbo Eye Pencil one and declutter the other one. This is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Vivid. This is the LA Colors Neon Gel Eyeliner in the shade Enchanted. Oh, this is one I hadn't sharpened. And then this is the LA Colors Auto Eyeliner in the shade Purple. That one don't really show up good. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. Out of these two, I don't know how it looks on camera, but they look a little different in person. One looks more plum and one looks more like a true purple, so I'm gonna keep both of those. These two from Urban Decay, I have had these for a long time. This one's in Love Drug and this one's in Black Market. They are really nice pencils, but honestly, I don't know if these are part of their permanent line in this, because I got these in the Cherry collection. Like, they had a little collector box thing that you could get, and they come in that. So I don't know if you can even get these two shades anymore, but they're expired by now, so I'm going to declutter these. And all of these are the black shades. Now this one is from, I am going to keep this one though, because this is from Tarte. This is the Double Take Gel Eyeliner, and this is a little mini size. So I am going to keep the Tarte one, simply because I don't have any high-end pencils. Now these, so this one, okay, this is from LA Colors. This is an eyeliner pencil. This is one of those wooden ones. I don't use these, so I'm going to declutter that one. And then these two, I have the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in Blackout. And then I have the LA Colors Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Sunglasses. Okay, the LA Girl one did way better, so I'm going to keep that one, and I'm going to get rid of this LA Colors one. Okay, so here is the keep pile and the to-go pile. So, well, it's still not quite half, but at least there are some on this side. Like, I didn't keep all of them, so that is good. Put everything back into the little drawer. Now that looks much, much neater. All right, next is bronzers. Now I can go ahead and say right now that this whole little container here this is just Physicians Formula bronzers. The original butter bronzer, the matte Minoy one, and then these 4 here were like the limited edition versions they come out with that were like cake and donut and coffee. Now that Physicians Formula has been added back to the cruelty-free list, I am going to keep these as well as this bronzer from them. I think they make the best bronzers, and I'm so happy they've been added back to the cruelty-free list because I'm going to be keeping all of these. Now, these 4 right here, I don't know if you can still get these anymore because they were limited edition. So if you can't, I won't use them on my channel. And this one too, I think this one was limited edition as well. But then I can use these two. So I'm going to go ahead and put these to the side because I will be keeping all of those. Wet n Wild has also been added back to the cruelty-free list. So Ticket to Brazil was always my favorite one from them. So I am going to keep that one. The L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronzer. They're not cruelty-free, so no. This is another one from Wet n Wild, but this one was a limited edition bronzer that was part of their Halloween line, their Fantasy Makers. You can't get this one anymore, so I'm going to declutter this one. This is one from LA Colors, this little bronzer. There's really no name on it other than Hello Amazing. I think it was like a limited edition collection they had with the little fruit stuff. It's not one I really ever reached for, so I am going to go ahead and declutter it. Same with these 2 little bronzers from LA Colors, the Rad bronzers. Now this one is way too dark for my skin tone. It has like a dual-sided light. There's the shimmer and then the matte, and you can mix them if you want to. They're really cute, but this one's too dark for me. Now this is one that I have used quite a bit, so I am going to keep this one. This one's in the shade Get Your Glow. What was the other one? Sun Escape, so okay. So I am going to keep this one. Okay, I realized that my putty bronzer was not in here. I had used it this morning when I did my makeup. But the e.l.f. putty bronzer and the Luminous putty bronzer, I'm keeping both of these. They're really nice and they're my favorites. The Haus Labs bronzer, love this one so much. I use it all the time constantly, so this one is a definite keep. The Lottie London, this is the Sunkissed Coconut Scented Bronzer. This one is in the shade Sunburst. I love this one so much. I love the tone of this. It almost kind of, I don't want to say is yellowy, but that's probably the best way to describe it, which I have more of a yellow undertone, so this is a beautiful bronzer, one of my favorites. Love this. The Rimmel Radiance Brick Bronzer, this one is so nice, and I rediscovered it in my collection not too long ago, so this is a definite keep. This is the Beauty Bakery Snackaroons Bronzer. This one is in the shade House Blend. This is such a nice bronzer. It's such a pretty tone. I think it has more of like a cooler undertone. It is a really nice bronzer and one I really like, so I am going to keep it. Okay, this is the LA Colors Mosaic Bronzer. This one is really nice. It's one that I use quite frequently, so I am going to keep this one. I'm going to keep this one, and I'm going to let go of this little mini Rad bronzer. I'm going to let that one go. The Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. Love this so much, and it smells amazing. This is definitely one I'm keeping. And this is the Jaclyn Cosmetics. This was the cream bronzer that was launched maybe like a summer or 2 ago now. It was limited edition. You can't get it now, but it is really nice formula. I'm hoping she'll bring it back and extend the shade range because this shade Naked was a perfect match for me. So I'm going to keep this one. Okay, I'll admit, and also the Physicians Formula bronzers I'm keeping. I didn't do such a good job with bronzers, but I do like bronzers. I like having a variety of them. Now we're going to put them all back in here. There. So much more neater. And of course I have these. They had their own little thing. And there we have bronzers. Onto the highlighters. Okay, highlighters are out of control. So first thing is this Rare Beauty liquid highlighter. I'm definitely keeping this one. This one, by the way, is in the shade Enchant. This is the Revlon Skin Lights in the shade Daybreak Glimmer. This one is supposed to be a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy highlighter, but Revlon is not cruelty free, so I'm gonna declutter that one. Okay, I have a lot from Wet n Wild because I used to collect Wet n Wild's makeup pretty hardcore a couple of years ago. I had a lot of their stuff. I have decluttered a lot of it since then, so this is really kind of the leftover stuff that I kept. But this one right here was part of their Fantasy Makers lineup. This was for Halloween. You can't get this one anymore, so I'm just going to declutter it. These highlighters from Wet n Wild, the Mega Glow highlighting powders, they're very nice highlighters. They're super pretty, but honestly, I don't really reach for them. Now, this one in the shade Bloom Time, I might keep because it's more of a pink. And I think it would be pretty as like a blush, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm happy they've been added back to the cruelty-free list now. They're not in the gray area any longer. And I'm going to let go of this one. This is in Golden Flower Crown and Precious Petals. This is another one from them. This is the Fantasy Makers one. You can't get this one now, so I'm going to declutter it. See, I decluttered a bunch of these prior to even starting this channel. I had so many that were like in purple and blue and green, and why would I want those? I mean, I wouldn't use them. Here's another one from their Fantasy Makers collection. There again, you can't get this one, so I'm going to declutter it. This one is from LA Colors. This is a strobing powder, and it's one of those that has like you have like a mirror and a sponge in there. It's really chunky. I'm not into it, and I never use it, so I'm going to declutter this one. The CoverGirl Peach Punch Highlighter. Oh my gosh, you can't get this one anymore. It was a limited edition collection, but I love this one so much. It does have glitter in it, which I love. So I am going to be keeping this one, but I won't use it on my channel because you can't get it anymore. So this one's just going to be for personal use only. This one is from Paris Hilton that has these 4 highlighters in it. I don't really remember using it that much, so I mean, I must have. It looks like there's some stuff tape, but I don't remember it, so I am going to declutter it. The Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Face Palette. This is a nice one, but honestly, I never use it. I haven't touched it in probably years, so that's a sign that it really needs to go. Oh, this one. This was the Mega Glow Highlighter. This was the Crystal Highlighter that come in that, what was it, the crystal collection with the rock looking stuff? I don't know. This was a nice one. It's almost like a cream formula, and it's one of the prettiest highlighters I've ever used. You can't get it anymore, unfortunately, but I am going to keep it for personal use. This one is one from Physicians Formula. I think this one was also limited edition, but I am going to keep it. I think more so for collecting purposes than anything else because I just love the little faces, so I'm going to keep this one. Oh my gosh, these right here, do you guys remember these? These are so old. I think these were some of the very first things I ever purchased like this in makeup when I got a little more seriously into it. I can't even tell you how old these are. These are probably like 10 years old. But honestly, I want to keep them for memory purposes, like nothing else. I'm not gonna use them on camera or anything. I mean, they probably are still work and everything. These are the ones that you had to like scrape off the top to get them to work. I don't even know if e.l.f. still carries these. I used to really love them. I need to use them again, but maybe like on my own personal time. But I am gonna keep them, not to use, but just for memories. Same thing with this one right here. This one is also gonna be kept for a memory purposes. It's really old. You can see that the e.l.f.'s worn away off of it. I've had it for a very long time, so I just want to keep it for memory. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in Spotlight. This is a Rare Beauty liquid highlighter in the shade Mesmerize. Then I have my Say Super Glowy Gel. I'm going to keep all 3 of these. As well as this little mini Tarte highlighter that I have. This one is in the shade Fantasy. I am going to keep that one as well. This highlight from LA Colors, I do use it every now and then, but honestly, I have other highlighters that I much prefer, so I am going to declutter this one. And these 2 from LA Colors, they're in these little tins, and they have like the 3 different shades, and you can mix and match them. They're very pretty. I don't really use them that much, though, so honestly, you know what, I can definitely say I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. That one looks a little too dark for my skin tone. This one would be more for my skin tone. I'm going to keep this one. I think I did a little bit better with highlighters because some of these, like these 3, and this one are not going to be used anymore. These are just ones I want to keep for like memory purposes, and probably actually that one too, but this one's probably one I'd actually continue to use. So if you take these away that are just going to be put like in a memory box, then this is the only ones I have left. Let's put these back in here. I went ahead and took out the e.l.f. ones because they're not going to be put back in here. I'm not going to use those anymore. There, that looks so much better because you saw how overflowy it had gotten. The next thing I'm going to do is face palettes. Here are the face palettes on. Well, this is the drugstore version of the face palettes. Now, I can go ahead and say right now, you won't be seeing any high-end palettes. I am not decluttering any high-end face palettes that I own. Don't get me wrong, I love my drugstore products. They're amazing. They perform really well. But there's something about my high-end products that are special. I guess it's because those are products that you might have to save up for or something. They just are more of an investment. So these are all the drugstore ones I have. So let's have a look. See, okay, the CoverGirl Peach Punch palette. You cannot get this one anymore, but I did love it so much. So I think I'm going to keep it for just use on my own time because I do really like it. I love the tones in here. And I did keep the highlighter from the collection, so I am going to keep this one. The Profusion and the Mean Girls palette, the You Glow Glen Coco palette, I never touched this, so I am going to declutter this one. The LA Colors Shape It Up Sculpt and Contour palette, I never touched this. I think I may have used it once or twice, and I don't touch it, so I'm going to declutter that one. The LA Colors Show It Off Blush and Highlight palette, I am going to keep this one mostly for the blush shades in this palette. I do love blush. I have a hard time parting with blush. So I am going to keep it for that reason. This is the LA Colors I Love Makeup Contour Palette. Don't ever use it. It's gonna go. This was an e.l.f. face palette that they launched. It might have been a couple of years ago now with their holiday collection. It is really nice, but I know the blushes are really pretty, but I think I'm gonna let it go. I haven't reached for it in a long time, so I'm gonna let this one go. Here's another one from e.l.f. You can't get this one anymore. I think this was the Natural Glow Face Palette, and this is such a nice palette. It's really a shame you can't get it anymore because it's super pretty. But I think I am gonna keep it just for like my own personal use. I won't use it like on camera or anything, but it was a really nice palette. It's really sad they got rid of this one. So you know what? I'm gonna keep this one, and I actually am gonna let go of the LA Colors Blush and Highlight palette. I feel like these are kind of similar, and I'd rather have this one because this one has a bronzer and everything in it too. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this one, and then I'm gonna let this one go. All right, these from Wet n Wild, these come in their little Twin Stars collection. Gosh, was that collection like 2-3 years ago now? I can't keep up. These are really pretty palettes. The blush shades in these palettes were really nice. I get more use out of the pink one because I love these tones and I am a sucker for pink. So I'm going to keep the pink one. And I'm going to get rid of the blue one. Okay, I did pretty good with the face palettes. I'm keeping these 3 and then letting go of these. So I did pretty good here. Now, I didn't have these in any kind of like little container. I just had them kind of sitting in a drawer because they were so large. It was really hard to display them, especially palettes like that one and this big one here. So I don't have any container to put these back in, but this is much nicer to have 3 palettes that I actually do like and not like so much clutter. And for declutter part 2, this is everything that I am getting rid of. So there you have part 2. You'll have to let me know how you think I did in the comments below, but I do hope that you enjoyed this video. And stay tuned for part 3, which will be all of my lip products. And there you have part 2 of my declutter series. I am filming my outro in the past, so I'm hoping that I did a pretty good job. If you did enjoy today's video, I hope that you will please consider subscribing. That would mean so very much to me, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.